Hello, my name is Daltos. I didn't used to play RuneScape. I used to play Ultima Online. I didn't start playing this game until 2022 because this game looked like crap back in 2001, and that's what I thought it was for the longest time. Little I know that this was the most addicting game in the history of mankind. I've spent countless hours running across rooftops in order to get my Grace set, farmed hundreds if not thousands of Cyclops to get my Rune Defender. Look how pretty it is. And have done most if not all the quests, except for all the really hard ones that I don't want to do. And I got my skills up really high. I think I'm decidedly mid-game in this at the moment. I worked hard to get those skills and get my bank to a healthy amount of money, and I've decided over 12 days, 11 hours, and 53 minutes that working sucks ass. And because working sucks so much ass, I've decided to create something that I call the Ultimate Zincman. Introducing Captain Carry-On. I thought it was fitting to introduce him in the desert because of, the whole vulture thing. You know? What is an Ultimate Zinc Man? Basically speaking, an Ultimate Zinc Man is someone who is only allowed to loot. While an Ultimate Iron Man isn't allowed to use the Grand Exchange or loot anything the player drops, an Ultimate Zinc Man encourages it. And while iron is a strong metal, it's not the strongest metal. Which is why I decided to not call my guy the Ultimate Cesium Man, because that's really hard to pronounce and doesn't really flow that well. I decided to call him a slightly weaker metal, the Ultimate Zinc Man. Well, I've set a few rules to myself to make this an interesting playthrough. First and foremost, my combat. I'm only allowed to use magic and ranged. Why? Because magic and range are items I can pick up off the ground. I'm not allowed to use any sort of melee items, so expect me to be arching a lot of goblins in the future to raise my combat. I need to get level 20 in order to go to the PvP server. Rule number 2. If I kill something, I'm not allowed to pick up anything off the ground. Except for more arrows. I am just, a human. But I'm only allowed to pick up items other players don't want, like this beer glass, or these bones. This also includes any AFK checks. If I get an AFK check that gives me any sort of item that could be valuable in both in gold or leveling up, I must drop it on the ground. I attempted to show this AFK check going off, and unfortunately an AFK check went off when I wasn't paying attention, and I'm back at the beginning screen. Rule number 3, I'm not allowed to pick up any single natural spawning item. Even though I really want those mine runes, I'm not allowed to have them. Even though I really want this pot, I'm not allowed to have this pot. Or this bowl. Rule number 4, I'm only going to try to do quests to get to a new area. I might be a little bit lenient in order to get to 10 quest points so I can go to PvP zones and use the Grand Exchange. But in the future, I'm only going to try to do quests that either lead me to areas like Mauritania or the Fremennik Isles or Karamja. Probably not Karamja. I kind of hate Karamja. Rule number 5, I'm not allowed to beg at all, and I'm not allowed to ask for charity. If anyone just gives me an item that's not really worth it, I need to pick it up off the ground. Like that gold. And these bones. Rule number 6, I'm only allowed to skill up using items I find off the ground. So for instance, I'm not allowed to just cook any random food unless someone drops it on the ground first, like this raw trout. This will help me skill up and probably give me botulism. Rule number 7, not only am I going to allow myself to use the Grand Exchange, I'm only going to allow myself to use about 10% of my total loot price on the Grand Exchange. What does that mean? Well, since I have 5,000 gold right here, I'm allowed to use 500 on the Grand Exchange for anything I might want, like stamina potions, or anything that will help me loot a little bit better. I will limit myself, but this is a concession I kind of have to give in order to get up to my ultimate goal, which is a free bond or, max cash. And finally, rule number 8, all skills must be done in order to loot more. But I don't want to work, so I will only be doing the minimum skills in order to loot the maximum amount of cash. For instance, I've been raising my prayer and my cooking, not particularly because I want to pray a lot, or because I want to eat a lot of food, but because I need 100 total skill level in order to go to a PvP zone and loot more items. Aw, fucking figures that I find. I literally get an EXP book. I was waiting for 10 minutes for an AFK check, and then I finally get one the second I walk away. I wanted it as an example for the last rule, and I waited that long, and then I finally got it. Oh, shit. That? Yeah, I'm smart. Don't let these garments mess up your hairstyle. Which one's a hat? Hat? That's a hat. What the fuck's... Where's the fucking last hat? Is that a hat? Oh, yeah, I got brains. This is the EXP book I want. Oh, I dropped it on the ground. Oh, you can't do rune crafting with it. I'm dumb. Let's put it into... I might think that. Let's put it into prayer, I guess. And look it. I get to loot free chicken too. So anyways, first things first, I have to get my quest points up because without 10 quest points, I can't trade on the Grand Exchange or go into the PvP servers, whether or not they're free to play or pay to play. And since we are free to play, it's going to be a little bit rougher to go to the PvP servers to make money anyway, so we might as well get up our quest points so we can trade on the Grand Exchange. This will help me get things like stamina potions, so I'm hauling fish back and forth for the next 65 hours. It will be less unbelievably tedious. I figure the best course of action is tackling the easiest quest first, and there's no easier quest than Romeo and Juliet. Unfortunately, there's no more tedious quest than Romeo and Juliet. I hate you, Romeo. I'm also going to attempt to do the Sheep Shearer quest and the Restless Ghost really quick, and that should get us to about 7 quest points. And through the magic of YouTube, here you go. I'm sorry your wife died. I'm sorry your ghost died. I'm sorry that I'm on your land. Just like that, 3 quests done. 3 more to go, I think, in order to get to 10 quest points. Actually, what do I want to do next? I didn't even think about that part. Ice Mountain. Oh, I could go to Ice Mountain. That'll unlock a new area. Oh, wait, that's 16 quest points. I don't really think before I say things. So I think I really should just be doing quests that are easy to do and don't require a lot of, or if any, skill points to put into them. Having to put skill points into things sounds like work, and I hate work. And I've learned that because as years of being a Twitch streamer has taught me, begging for money is way better than working for it. That's a joke. That's a joke to all you Twitch streamers out there. You guys work hard. I view it more as like street busking, you know? I was told that by a friend. Just think about it as like you're playing an instrument for money, only the instrument is a 21-year-old game. So we're doing a classic quest here, the cook's assistant. The cook's assistant requires 1 pot of flour, 1 egg, and 1 bucket of milk. Eggs are easy enough to get. They're right over here. And you know what? I'm just going to pretend that they drop from these chickens. Actually, I'm going to pretend that all these things were dropping, even though I'm blatantly cheating right now on my own rules. Really, I just don't care enough to sit outside somewhere and wait for someone to drop a bucket of milk one day. I think the more important thing to remember is I can't keep anything. Whether it be from quests, really good quests, or going to the Stronghold Security to get an extra 10k right off the bat. Make sure you do that. Security is king. Ooh, look at all those scrimps on the ground. That's 1,000 gold worth of scrimps right there. You just dropping these? You fool. I think even in real life I would eat shrimp off the ground, which is why I think I have stomach problems as well. So wham bam, just traded shrimp for a bucket and a pot. Now I have to go over and milk a cow. Just like my childhood. That guy's new boot goofing. We're going to wait for the guy who's new boot goofing to stop using the mill. Then we're going to fill our hopper. There you go. And then you pull the hopper controls. I think that guy forgot to do it. Yeah, you did. You dingus. What better loot than loot that should have been someone else's? I know I have RuneLight on. I know I'm doing Quest Helper. Sue me. It's the same thing as Wikipediaing the articles. I don't know. I'm just making an excuse for myself. You guys go solve the puzzles in this game. I guarantee you the Gnome Landing quest will take you 18,000 hours from the monkey madness part of it. Hey, these be dairy cows. I be milking these. A fine milk maiden standing nearby. Something beautiful being in these free-to-play servers and just seeing so many people around. That guy is weird looking. He's a frog. What am I to do? What's wrong? Oh dear, it's a terrible I've forgotten. I'll start the cook's assistant quest. Well, would you look at that? I already have milk, eggs, and flour. I already know what it's like to make a cake. 1 more quest point, 2 more to go until I can start trading on the Grand Exchange, but I also need to get my skills up to 100, which I'll probably work on. I need someone to drop a bow for me. I had to drop my original starting bow from the tutorial island because that is not loot. Unfortunately, nothing really drops a bow, and I'm not really certain where I'm going to find another one. I hope that someone drops one right over here somewhere. coming out of Tutorial Island, but well, that's hope beyond hope. Oh, I just realized Ernest the Chicken gives 4 quest points. I should be doing Ernest the Chicken. I just did extra work without having to do extra work. That's against the entire spirit of this playthrough. God. And it's only on episode 1. You may be asking yourself, why are you passing up all this juicy loot? Well, actually, I'm not going to pass up these arrows. I need these arrows. But the reason why I'm passing up all this other juicy loot on the ground is while I am dedicated to make money, there is something called opportunity cost, which is a little economic lesson we're about to go over. The time it takes to do one activity over the time it would take to do another activity needs to be worth more. What does that mean? Well, if I could be running shrimp back and forth for, well, how much does this cost right here? 776 gold for one trip back and forth, or running the same trip for trout, which is about 3.5 thousand gold per trip. The opportunity cost of running trout over shrimp is about 2.8 thousand gold. I'm not even sure if I did that math right. I'm just sort of talking off the seat of my pants right now. Either way, I need to be making sure that I can make the most amount of money without the most amount of toil. I could be back there picking up all those items. Instead, I want to make sure that we have enough quest points so I can get stamina potions so I can pick up items more efficiently without having to do it over and over and over and over again at free-to-play stamina levels, which is, again, 12 minutes for a full refund on it. Yes, I'll help you with your chicken. Also, ironically, I did a lot of these without quest helper. I'm not sure how that's irony. I'm not even sure how to use that word properly. Well, there was fish food here a second ago, but that guy in that boss-ass black armor just took it. That guy. Big Chico! Big Chico took my fish food. There you go. One world hop later, and I got my fish food. I'm on a German server now. Ich sprechen Deutsch. I took it for like a year in high school. Darf ich aufs Klo gehen? That means, can I go to the bathroom? There's an old saying that people couldn't take on America's army because they don't follow their own doctrine. I'm not sure how true that is, but I live my life by that old saying. I'm not sure how smart that is either. I can't believe people used to have to figure out these quests by themselves back in the day. I actually figured this one out by myself back in a few months ago. I'm not sure how I did that. I think my Twitch chat was helping me. Subscribe now. I almost killed myself on this fountain. I'm pretty sure this fountain was the second I started using Quest Helper, because I just kept clicking on it and getting hurt, and my little monkey brain couldn't figure out why. And then that's the day I installed RuneLight. Oh yeah, this is definitely the part where I started cheating. There's no fucking way I would have been able to solve this by myself. I just picture a 12-year-old trying to solve this back in 2007 and crying. Why is every single mad scientist big frizzy white hair like that? Why don't they ever have a nice perm? My hair is like the inverse of his hair. His is whiten up, mine is blackened down. Alright, and unfortunately this 300 gold has to hit the ground because it's not loot, but we are now done with Ernest the Chicken and have successfully hit our 10 quest point threshold by a smooth 2 points right above it, because I don't really plan for anything ever. Next time we will be attempting to get up to 100 skill points and showing off some free-to-play loot spots. I hope you have a good time. Say goodbye, Professor Odenstein. I'll see you guys next time. Go subscribe to my Twitch channel.